Welcome back, everybody. We're here to pull cards for December the 6th. I am going to be pulling one card for overall energy for the day, and after that, I'll pull one card for each sign, and then we'll look and see how those energies meld together to come up with predictions for each sign. I feel like our overall energy is ready. You do want to stick around for this because I'm not going to repeat it 13 times. Just not happening. Okay, so overall energy, try to get out of the glare. Queen of Cups coming up in reverse. Queen of Cups in reverse. Well, there's the glare again. Okay, whatever. Queen of Cups coming up in reverse just says basically that either we are or we are interacting with somebody who is, if I put my hand off, I can block some of that. So either we are or we're interacting with somebody who is having a volcanic emotional explosion. Now, the Queen of Cups, when she's in reverse, this is somebody who has put up with something for a very long time, tried very hard not to rock the boat, tried to pretend like, it's fine. I'll let it slide. It's no big deal. Not going to say anything. And then what happens is somebody finally puts that last straw on the Queen of Cups personality's back, and this can be a male or a female. And when that happens, then there is this volcanic emotional explosion. And it's because this person is not reacting to that thing that happened. They're not reacting just to that last straw. They're reacting to those days or weeks or months or sometimes even years worth of things that they've been trying to let go. And it is all coming out at the same time. It's not pretty. And for some people, it can be pretty scary to see this go down. So somebody is having a volcanic emotional explosion today. And we'll see who that applies to, because for some of us, it's going to be us. For others of us, we get the joy and the privilege of witnessing this. I am being a little sarcastic there. All right. I was going to say, let's do each sign, but these cards are telling me they're not ready yet. So let's get them shuffled up good, and then we'll get ready to jump in. Here we go. There we go. Let's look at Aries first. Okay, so Aries, High Priestess. We are not very well centered today. Okay, with this High Priestess showing up, Aries, this is telling me that the person who is having their volcanic emotional explosion today, they could literally be a Pisces or a Pisces rising, but they don't have to. But they definitely are somebody who they know things, whether you say these things to them or not. And they may be having a volcanic explosion here because there have been some things that you have not been saying to them that they know anyway. And it may be getting to them. All right. So this is somebody who's highly sensitive. They probably have some fairly strong psychic abilities, and they've been picking up on some stuff and knowing that they're not getting the full story, and maybe even knowing what the full story is exactly and not saying anything, waiting for you to tell them the full story. And now they could be just losing it because what you're saying and the reality of things is not matching up. There's a dissonance there, and they are having a hard time in dealing with that dissonance. Okay. So that's what we have showing up for Aries. Next, we're going to look at Taurus. Okay, so Taurus, King of Pentacles showing up. Ba ba da da da. Ba ba da da. What's happening here? Taurus, I think you're watching somebody who has some type of influence over your finances or your financial situation, whether this is a loan officer, a landlord, a significant other, whatever. I mean, there can be so many people that would fit into that role, but this is somebody who does have some type of influence over your financial situation, and I think you're watching them have a meltdown. I've got to tell you, Taurus, I don't think they're having this meltdown. It's not directed at you, but I think that you're still seeing it happen. I don't know if they're even talking to you about it as much as this is happening right in front of your eyes. Next up, we're looking at Gemini. Okay, Gemini's judgment card in reverse. Okay, so Geminis, here's the thing. I think that in the past, you had a volcanic emotional meltdown about a particular situation or about a particular person. I think that today it would be very easy to do that again. I don't think that you're letting that happen. Not with that judgment card coming up in reverse. You may be walking away rather than having that meltdown. You may be distracting yourself with something else rather than having that meltdown. You're not going to be repeating that. And that is because you have decided you're not going to be repeating that. And so you're using a lot of self control here to not have another volcanic emotional explosion around whatever this is. So this tells me that you had a volcanic emotional explosion at one point. Nothing's really changed if you're having the opportunity to do it again. You may want to think about that. All right. Next up, we're looking at Cancers. 10 of Pentacles showing up in reverse. What's happening here? I don't feel like it's you having the volcanic emotional explosion today, Cancers, but I do think that you are witnessing it with somebody who is near you, maybe even a part of your family or a part of your tribe. But somebody who is in your sphere of influence is definitely having a volcanic emotional explosion, and they're doing that because there's something going on that is making them feel very insecure. Could be insecure financially, could be insecure emotionally. Either way, something's going on that is making this person feel really insecure, and you are witnessing this volcanic emotional explosion. For some of you, I'm going to be real straight. For some of you, this is going to be pointed directly at you. So you get to handle this in whatever way you feel like works best for you. I would recommend being the person that has these volcanic emotional explosions sometimes because I have a lot of water in my chart, and the Queen of Cups can be very watery. Um, if this volcanic emotional explosion is going on, you really don't want to try to interrupt it or interfere with it or direct it in another way. That's not going to make things better. You kind of want to let this person run out of steam, and then you want to try to talk to them logically about where that came from in some type of caring way. Really important how you talk to them too. Okay. Um, that's just my advice. You can do whatever you want with it. But um, I would say kind of tread carefully because after we get something like that out of our system, we're probably on the verge of really making some huge changes. We're probably embarrassed that we totally just lost our stuff. And if it's not handled in a good way, then, in a kind way, then there can be some pretty noticeable consequences. Let's just say it that way. All right. Let's see. Let me get off my soap opera or my soapbox, and let's move on to Leo, Leo, Leo. 9 of Swords showing up in reverse. Woo! Leos. I think that you guys very likely are the ones having the volcanic emotional outburst today. And with that 9 of Swords, I think it brings you some relief just to be able to say, to be able to really get out there what it is that has been bothering you for so long that you haven't been talking about. Just to get it off your chest is going to bring you some relief. So I would say have some discretion about where you let steam off, who you let steam off in front of, so that it can be a release and not something that triggers some kind of consequences that you may or may not want. Okay. Next up, let's look at Virgo. Virgo, Four of Wands showing up here. Virgo, I think you have somebody who is having a volcanic emotional explosion, who is either in your family today or who lives in your home, or possibly a member of your tribe, those family members that we don't share blood with. Okay. And I don't feel like the emotional explosion is directed at you, but I do feel like you could end up being sort of a support person to help our emotional exploder calm down. All right. Please don't use those words. But I do think you're going to be a support person there. All right. Next up, we're looking at Libra. Two of Wands showing up for you. Boopity doo doo. What do we have? Okay. Well, Libra, I'm getting kind of a complicated storyline on yours. I think you have a situation that you're going to be seeing unfolding that you know is going to cause somebody to have a volcanic emotional explosion. And where I don't feel like you can necessarily prevent what's happening, I do feel like you have a little bit of choice about how this happens or how the trigger comes into play for this person to have the explosion. I feel like you're kind of I hesitate to say the gatekeeper because I don't think that you can keep this from happening. I don't think you can close the gate on whatever this trigger is. It feels very much to me, Libra, like there is somebody else in the picture who triggers somebody who's in your sphere of influence into having this volcanic emotional explosion. Here's the thing, Libra. Remember, I said it's complicated. I think you know that this other person is about to trigger your Queen of Cups in reverse. I think you know that she's about to be triggered. I don't think that the triggering party recognizes that they are carrying this trigger with them. They are um, oblivious. All right. I don't think they're oblivious because um, there's no way for them to know this. I think that if they would have been paying attention, they would realize that they're carrying a trigger right along in their, right on the chest of their t-shirt. And I think that it doesn't really matter what you say to this third party. I think that they are going to remain oblivious until it's too late. So your choice here really is about the idea of letting it happen now or letting it happen later. But I don't think that you're going to be able to put this off forever. And I also feel like whenever our Queen of Cups in reverse has this emotional explosion, I feel like um, you're sort of the innocent bystander who catches mm, some of the side effects of this, some of the consequential side effects of this. Okay, so that's what I've got for you, Libra. I told you it was complicated. Scorpios. Okay, Scorpios. Queen of Cups in reverse. I think that's us. I think we're having a volcanic emotional explosion today. And then I think what we're doing right after that is we're like, you know what? I got to get to work. And then we're focusing on work. So something is triggering us. Something is triggering us into having that emotional explosion. If you want to hear more about that and you didn't hear the front of the video, you want to scroll back and hear that. Um, and I think that after we have this emotional explosion, I think we're just motivated. I think that whatever this is that triggered us, I think it just lets us know, you know what? I've got to be on top of what I'm doing right now. I don't have time to play with other people who are playing like things are not serious. And I think that we're just that much more motivated to be focused on the work that we do. Hmm. I can see that happening for me. I hope it doesn't, but I can see how it could. All right, let's look at Sagittarius. King of Swords showing up in reverse, Sagittarius. Boop, ba-da-doo, doo, boop, boop. What's going on here? I'm just peeling into who these people are that are showing up here for you. Sagittarius. Yours is coming up to me a little bit like Libra's did. Not completely, though. Um, Here's the thing. I think that somebody that you care about greatly is going to have a volcanic emotional explosion. I don't think that they are having this towards you. I don't think that you're triggering this in them. I do think this person is. So, our King of Swords type personality can be male or female. Court cards really don't indicate gender. It can be male or female. And it also is somebody who twists the truth and somebody who can be very moody and can sort of throw fits if they're not getting their way. So they throw fits like a little 4-year-old, only as a king, they're an adult. This is not somebody who is young. They're old enough to know better than to be throwing a fit. They also will say whatever it is that they think they need to say to get things to happen the way they want them to happen. So they can be quite manipulative. They can play head games to get things to fall into place the way that they want them. And so I don't feel like this is you at all, Sagittarius. And I don't feel like this is you. But I feel like you're witnessing somebody totally lose their stuff on someone who's trying to manipulate a situation. And this person understands that this is all just manipulation and it's baloney. And I think that they've been seeing this person manipulate situations for a while. And so now they've just had enough. And I think you have a seat right on the side of the ring. And when this comes up and you're not actually involved in a situation that's in your spread, what that says is that this still is a significant thing in your day. This is something that makes an impression on you. And it may even make you change some plans that you have for the rest of the day or even for longer. Okay, so that's what I've got for you, Sagittarius. Let's move on to Capricorn. So, Capricorns, we have the Knight of Wands showing up here. Capricorns, here's what I'm going to say. I think that you have somebody in your sphere of influence who is having a meltdown, a volcanic emotional explosion. And I think that you're the person like riding in to save the day, to cheer this person up, to crack a couple of jokes, to help them look at it from a different perspective. I don't think that you're minimizing anything that this person is feeling. I'm not saying that, but I think that you're just trying to help them feel better. That's all. And it's interesting because I think that for some of you, yes, you're going to understand why this person had that emotional reaction that they had. But for a lot of you, I don't think you really know what's going on or why this person had the reaction that they did. All you know is that you wish they felt better, and so you're trying to help with that. Okay. Next up, let's look at Aquarius. All right, so Aquarius, 9 of Wands, showing up here. Aquarius. I'm going to say that this person in our overall energy that's having that volcanic emotional reaction, I'm going to say that they've had reactions like this around you before, maybe even directed at you before, probably. And with this Nine of Wands, I think you're trying to, I think you're over it. I think you feel like this person has sort of made you jump through hoops to try to make them happy, and you're just kind of done with that. I'm just looking at this guy's face, and he does not look all too thrilled. He almost looks like, here we go again. I am so tired of this. I am so over this. And so I see your reaction being really to put up a defensive wall and just try to get through this specific incident, is what I see your outlook being, Aquarius. All right, let's look at Pisces. Ba, ba, da, 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 da. Pisces, I think that this is you having a volcanic emotional outburst at some point during the day. I think after you have this outburst, and if you want to find out more about why you've had this outburst, then you want to scroll back to the overall meaning of this card at the front of this video. But I think that after you've had this outburst, I think that this leads you to a very solid decision that you're going to be following moving forward. I think actually having this outburst helps you to actually have a reality check of, oh my gosh, look how I just reacted to that. Why am I reacting to it like that? Something needs to change. And we see you deciding to change something there with that Two of Swords. And so the idea that you're seeing yourself having this big of an emotional reaction lets you know something has to give here. And so you're working on that. You're going to be making progress towards that. All right. So that's what we have for everybody today. Thank you so much for being here. I do appreciate you guys and spending some of your precious time with me. Please remember, you all are my fabulous sponsors. So smash that like button and share this video with others who may benefit from it as well. And of course, put your comments down below. I always love to read your comments and your feedback. Everybody have a fantastic day. Peace out.